Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry that I haven't uploaded in like a month. Um, I uploaded my last video right when I started school, like literally like the second day of school when I had like nothing to do, no homework or anything still. So I'm gonna figure out how to balance this and the homework. It's a lot. So hi, my name is Aja. I'm so sorry I did not say that. My name is Aja. This is my I just talk about random things that I want to talk about on here. So that's what today we're gonna talk about Hannah Montana and if it's still a good show because we all watched it when we were kids and we all thought it was good as kids, but do we think it's good when we're adults? Let's see. First, I kind of just want to go through well, not even really a summary, just my overall thoughts of each season of Hannah Montana. So, like, I have my notes right here. I'm so sorry. Okay, so, like, season one, like, I didn't really have any issues with season one. Besides, it was really cringy. Like, so cringy. Like, you could tell it was its time. Like, it was so hard for me to get through season one. Like, it really hard. I stopped multiple times. Like even like in the middle of episodes, I would just have to pause and I'll come back to it like 2, 3 days later. Like it was just cringy to me to get through. And then for some reason, there's a lot of episodes in season one. Like I think Disney started doing this like later on through the years. But usually the first season of the show doesn't have that many seasons. Like not usually the first season of a show doesn't have that many episodes. For some reason, this one had like 30. And I was like, when did we why do we have 30 episode for seasons for views? I'm so sorry if you hear the fan in the back. I don't have any other explanation. Okay, so like it was really hard for me to watch. The outfits, we've seen the memes on Twitter. All types of layering and glitter and sparkles and sequins and vests and shirts and everything that they had going on. They were bad actors. They were children. Yes, they were children, but they were bad actors. It was bad acting. It was bad acting. But the songs were so good. Best of Both Worlds, True Friend, Old Blue Jeans. Like, those are good songs. What's that one song called? Bigger Than Us. I love that song. I just, it had, the songs made up for everything that was bad with it. It kind of just made us kind of, like, really divulge in it. They were like, well, the songs are bop, so I'll come back. Yep. Yep, and I didn't even realize that they had, like, iconic guest stars already in the first season. Like, they really pulled out Dolly Parton in the first season. They pulled out the grandma. I don't know the grandma's name. But like they pulled her out. Like she's an icon. We had Corbin Blue. Corbin Blue was in the first episode of Hannah Montana. Like that was like her first kind of crush and love interest of the show. Like pulled her out, pulled him out of like the bag. Like oh my god, we had Cody Lindley. Like we had so many things going on in season one. Also, when I was watching this, I watched this. Let me. I rewatched Hannah Montana towards the beginning of the whole pandemic. So, and then I was gonna make a video after I finished watching it last year. But that didn't happen, obviously, because here we are now in 2021. But I relatively remember, I just don't feel like rewatching it again to make this video. So if I forget something or if I misremembering something, it's because I rewatched it last year. Okay, so I was kind of shocked when I was rewatching this to find out that the whole Jake storyline happened in season 1. I don't know why I thought it was like a season 2 thing, but it was a season 1 thing. And I think I thought it was a season 2 thing because he came back in season 2 after he finished that movie. And yeah, I think that's why. But I don't know. I was very shocked. Like, it got to that episode. Like, it got to the episodes where they started showing Jake. And I was like, when did... What? Okay. So, that's that. So, moving on to season 2. I really like season 2. It had bops, of course. It had more storylines. Like, I feel like first season, because it is a Disney show, they just have a lot of like one-off episodes for just teachable moments. Like, this episode's a teachable moment, and then the next episode we're not even acknowledging the last episode. It's just another teachable moment, moving on and moving on. There might be a few episodes in there that all correlate together, but like not too many. This season I feel had more... I got text, I'm sorry. More like storylines that correlated together. Like, we kind of had something to show, like a progression of like something. It might not have been like a big obvious storyline. Like, it was like a progression, like behind the scenes though. Like, I feel like their maturity, like that's like how much they've matured was kind of like a progression to like love interest, like how they handle that thing now, like, school. They start high school in this season, so like that too, like all these things, yeah. And then I really liked the characters that they have in season 2. They're just Thor. I don't know where Thor went. Like, where'd he go? We kind of still had like Amber and Ashley. We had more Rico. He became a main cast member in this season. We had Jake, of course. We had like all the guys Lily dated, like all those things, like more Jackson too, like showing more of his life and his friends too. And so I kind of really like this season. I think this is, personally to me, this is like the best season out of all of them, because it really kind of had like everything in there needed for like progression state. Like, it kind of just carried the show in the right direction to really keep it going and keep it flowing. I really like the season. Of course, the songs. We had the whole Jake thing again with him coming back. We had lots of things. Of course, all the still same mischievous stuff, the life lessons. All I really like this season. I think if you had to like say like what do you think is the best season, I think it's this one. Did I say it was my favorite? I think it's kind of my favorite too. We're gonna get there. Okay, so season 3. I had issues with season 3, but I'm gonna get to why I had issues with season 3 in just a second. But like the last season, like season 2, this one showed a lot of growing up and maturity. Like, they were like completely grown. Like, it's like they went from kids to like young adults in like 2 seconds, and we were like, where'd the time go? And I really feel like Miley really matured a lot in this season specifically, because I don't know, it just felt like, again, I rewatched this last year, so if I'm misremembering something or like I'm getting something, don't come for me. But like Lily last season, like I feel like Lily last season matured a lot in the last season, and then, but not really Miley. And I feel like Miley took like this Lily maturation in this season, and like I just feel like that's what it is. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I just feel like she matured a lot in this season. We got some. The most iconic thing of obviously in the season that happened was the Jake versus Jesse thing. which one she was gonna choose. He could be the one. He could be the one. He could be the one. Yes, I think that is icon. Like that was, yep, the songs were still bops. This season has my favorite music ever. I remember owning the CD, and I this was the one, like the one CD I always wanted to keep playing the songs off of. I feel like this one had my favorite songs ever. Like, now I'm not saying the best songs. I can't really tell you what season had the best songs, but I think these, personally to me, these are all my favorite songs were in season 3. I really like the whole Lily and Oliver thing too. Like when they got together, you weren't really expecting it, but like when you go back and rewatch it, you can kind of see a slow burn. Like they were always like annoying one each other, picking on each other. Not saying like that's how you can tell someone likes you, but like they always hung out on the side. Like they were always best friends. Like it's like kind of like a best friends to lovers thing going on, and I really like those types of storyline tropes for that. So I really like that. I think Jackson too. Jackson really matured a lot in this season too. Like, he meant to go to college, and then he didn't. But then we got to see the process of him trying to go to college again, and so that was really interesting. Him trying to figure out his life, which is important because sometimes Disney does not show that. They don't show it a lot today in today's Disney shows. They don't show characters getting ready for like the actual real part of their lives, like the really beginning after high school, getting to college and a career and all of that type of stuff anymore. But like this show really did actually show it, like with Jackson, and they did show it in the 4th season with Miley and Lily, like, and Jackson still, like they still showed it, and I really like that. Okay, so 4th season. Okay, when I was growing up, the 4th season was always my favorite season. I can't tell you why, but it was always my favorite season. I want to say it has something to do with the name change, the new location. I really liked all the songs. Like the songs were all bops to me. I don't know what it was about the 4th season, but it was my favorite, and I still kind of really like it more than some of the others. But I think it's just the nostalgia part of it that makes it still my favorite season. Okay, so like this season, opposed to all the other seasons, really had storyline. The storyline was Miley is growing up, and what's Miley gonna do with Hannah, and Miley going to college, and Miley and Lily too, and them just growing up and maturing. I feel like this one had like a cohesive flow of a storyline. Like there was a big storyline in each episode, progressively build up to it until the end. Yes, I did cry when she took that wig off. I cried when I was 10, and I cried now. It's just an emotional moment, you know? I cried the very last episode, when she goes to surprise Lily, cried. The montage at the end, cried. It was emotion. It's emotional. Like you just didn't want that show to end, and it ended on such a very good note. Like thank you. Like it ended on such a good note. Like her revealing the secret was everything. It changed the game. It changed the world. And then I'm so glad that they didn't stop. Like that wasn't the last episode of her revealing her secret. I'm glad they kept going on for a few more episodes to show how her life was after she made that decision to reveal her secret. And I'm so glad that they did that. Like, I'm so glad that they did that. Okay. Oh, also, some of my favorite things about Hannah Montana are the 1 hour special episodes. On Disney Plus, they did separate them into the two 30-minute episodes, but when they, obviously, if you remember, when they first aired, it was like 1 hour special 1 hour episodes, and then like it would be Jackson and Rico, and then in the first season they had Tiana too. Oh, I didn't even talk about her. Hold on. Like just pop up and sing these little short 30-second songs to carry on the storyline or summarize the scene of what just happened. Like, I really like that so much. Like, I really love those episodes just because of that. Like, they weren't even canon in the episode at all. Like, you didn't even see them in the episode. Like, but they were singing, like, narrating. Yep, that was my favorite thing. Also, I'm so glad that they gave Jackson a girlfriend. I'm so glad they gave everyone in this show a permanent love interest. That they weren't always just having one-off boyfriends and girlfriends or no love interest at all. Like, I'm so glad. Like, Lily and Oliver got together, so both of them ended up getting love interests. And Lily always had like a boyfriend sometimes. Like, I'm so glad they did that. They didn't just make her like a typical side character that had like no love interest at all, wasn't desirable at all. I'm glad that they had Miley have a love interest in the end, like Jessie, and not have her be like another stereotype of like the main character never ever having like a permanent love interest or just having one-off dates and stuff like that. I'm so glad the dad had like a stable girlfriend in the end. I'm glad Jackson had a stable girlfriend in the end. Like, I'm like the characters. Oh, Rico didn't have one. That's sad. That's the one character that did not have one, was Rico. But like, I'm so glad like most of them like had love interests, like permanent love interests for them to have and be happy with and content with life and stuff. I really like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go briefly over the characters. I just want to talk about each character really quickly. Like Miley, I really liked Miley. I don't really see any issues with her. Like, the only thing is, like, she was always, like, a spoiled brat. She said she always felt left out, and her friends were like, but everything's fine. We're not even doing anything without you. Like, why do you feel left out? But, like, other than that, like, I think she was a pretty good character. I mean, she's a student by day, pop star by night. You can't blame her for being a little spoiled sometimes, a little entitled. I mean, I like how she had growth a lot. I like how she really did actually learn from her actions and consequences, and she actually took it from it. And like, it wasn't too many times, I think, where she just kept doing the same thing over and over again that she knew not to. Like, it wasn't that too many times. Like, it was pretty good. Like, okay, I did this was wrong, I learned from it, wow, I'm not gonna do it again. Like, she was pretty good with that. I really like that she tried to better herself all the time. Same thing with Lily. I really love Lily. I love how she was kind of quirky. She wasn't afraid to really be herself, even as Lola. Like, Tracy used to like pick on her because she was like weird when she was dressed as Lola, but she would never back down. She never changed how she looked as Lola. She never really changed how she looked as Lily either. Like, she never became too girly. She never became too tomboyish. She was a pretty good even. She never really changed who she was for other people so she could fit in more people like her, or a boy to like her, like, besides that one episode. But like, it was pretty good. I really liked that. I put that I liked that she had love interests. She didn't always just have like one episode boyfriends all the time. Oliver, I said I think he's funny. I think he's a little quirky too. He's really loving. He's really caring. He is a bit slow, but Lily was a bit slow too. Match made in heaven, huh? I really like that about him. Like, he always kind of cared. There was a few episodes, I'm remembering this right now, like, there's a few episodes, like, he just went off the rails, and you're like, why does he do that? But, like, other than that, like, he's a pretty good character. Jackson, I really love Jackson. He's so funny, so sweet sometimes. He's a stereotypical big bro. Like, he's gonna pick on her. They're gonna fight, but like as soon as she needs him, he's gonna be there for her. Really like that. I like his growth too, like him finding out really what he wants to do with his life, going to college, yada yada yada. Like they did get a girlfriend in the end. Someone who wasn't like, in, someone who wasn't like, okay. Yes, the girlfriend was like a model, and they tried downplaying him as being somewhat ugly. I didn't like that part, but like I'm glad that he had a girlfriend, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Okay, Jesse, I loved him. I was always team Jesse when that first episode came out. I was like, she should be with Jesse, but yada yada yada. He always kept Miley and Hannah, grounded. He kind of kept them grounded a little bit. I love Jesse. Jake, hated him. Big ego. And so entitled. He's a cheater. On top of that, never liked him, and he can go to hell. Okay. Rico. I love Rico. He was really funny. Very good comedic timing. Very typical capitalist. Like, he wants the money all the time. That's what he's thinking about. I have nothing else to say about him. All I wrote I don't remember, what was his name? Was his name on the show Billy Ray too? Billy Ray Stewart? What's his name on the show? Oh, is it Bobby Ray? I think it's Bobby Ray. Whatever his name is on the show, Billy Ray Cyrus. He was a good TV dad. I don't even think he was acting. I think he was just standing there and remembering his lines and just reading them and just talking to his daughter. I don't know what else you want me to say about that. Okay, so here's my issue that really irked me when I was watching Hannah Montana that made me want to make this video. The timeline. Some of that timeline don't add up, and I'm going to tell you what it is. So in season 3, they start their sophomore year of high school. How do you know that? Because Miley is learning how to drive. She's trying to get her permit, which means she's at the age of 15, 16, and that's typically when you are a sophomore in high school. Somehow, we jump to junior year somewhere in the midst of season 3 too. We went through 2 years of high school in season 3 somehow. How do I know this? Okay, so let's talk. I made tweets about this, and then I had to go back and look at my tweets to see what I was talking about. So, all of this is based off of when I started watching the movie. Because I wanted to watch all of Hannah Montana in order. Even the movie, I wanted to put it in where they dropped it, because obviously that's where they wanted you to stop watching the Hannah Montana, focus on the movie, and then go back to the show, obviously. So the movie premiered April 10th in theaters, of course, big theatrical release. I saw it in theaters as I did opening weekend. So episode 12 of season 3 stopped in March. They took a hiatus, obviously to promote the movie, probably. Movie premiered. Give the people some time to see the movie. Now let's go back. Episode 13 of season 3. Here, right? So, initially I thought, okay, episodes 1 through 12 are her sophomore year, and then episodes 13 on are her junior year, right? But here's the thing. In the movie, and the movie is canon to the show, because they mentioned Travis in the show, in one of the episodes of season 3. So that's how I know it's canon. Lily's birthday was celebrated in the movie, and it was during the summertime because they had no school. They had just gotten out of school. It was her 16th birthday too, I believe. And then that's when she goes to Tennessee, Tennessee, or she comes back from Tennessee. One of those. She leaves for Tennessee, I think, after the birthday party. It was a 16th birthday party, and yada yada yada. And but also in season 3 too, they celebrated Lily's birthday. So if her birthday is a summer birthday, right? It would, at first it was going to make sense to me, because then I'd be like, okay, it's a summer birthday. They finished the sophomore year. Here's her summer birthday. Then we go back to junior year. At the end, it's going to be her birthday again. But no, that's not what happened. When we got back to continue on with the episode of season 3, they celebrated her birthday again, but they were in school. So was her birthday in the summertime, or was it not in the summertime? And what birthday was it? I don't think they said what birthday it was in the show. But was she turning 17 now? Because they said she was turning 16 in the movie. And then there's also another big time jump in the show too. Miley goes to film the Indiana Jones movie, right? And she comes back after a month of filming, and then she finds out Oliver and Lily are dating, right? So when's that time jump to? Where did that take place? Did that take place after the Tennessee thing, after the movie, before the movie? Where? Do you see where I'm coming from? There's so many things that don't add up. The birthdays, the school years. All of a sudden we just switch school years. Because also they said they did a junior prom, and so we had to change school years. We're celebrating 2 birthdays, a junior prom. We're getting the license in the beginning. Like, what's going on? Why is there 3 to 4 time jumps in the season? I don't. They did this for what? They either purposely did this. I don't think they purposely did this. I think they forgot to continuity wise. Like, they just forgot. Like, they just stuck in the movie reference just so, and then they forgot, like, oh wait, that shit does not make sense. That shit don't make sense at all. And it doesn't. And it really confused me when I was watching it. Like, it just made my head hurt. I was like, what is going on? I'm just the type of person who likes organization, and none of season 3 was organized at all. They should have just put the movie somewhere else, not in the middle of the season. But I mean, do what you gotta do. They did what they had to do, because this was like 10 years ago. Okay. So, also something else that's very random. In season 2, when they did the bone dance episode, they said that they had to learn the bone dance, like the bones, for biology class. That's not the right science. That's not the right science. You don't learn about the bones in biology. You learn in anatomy. Yes, it bothered me that they got the science wrong. Yes, I'm a STEM major. It just bothered me. Like, I was like, when I watched that episode, I was like, you don't learn the bones in biology class. You learn the bones in anatomy. This is for high school. Like, if you're in college, then yeah, it's a biology class. If you have to learn about the bones. Well, no. Actually, still no. It's still an anatomy class. So they just got the science wrong. It just bothered me. And overall, I still think Hannah Montana is a good show after all this time. I still think it's a good show after all this time. I think it's still funny. I think it's still worth watching for life lessons too. Like, sometimes you just need a little reminder, like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Like, you just need a little moment. I think you can skip season 1. If you can read the Wikipedia page if you want to really make sure that you follow along with the one storyline that they continued on into season 2, the Jake storyline. I just remembered a very random character that they also never talked about again. The neighbor that they had. I don't remember his name. Donnie? Mr. Donzo or something. You know who I'm talking about. Like the neighbor, where did he go? There's lots of characters we don't know where they went. I just think, yeah, like I also want to mention, of course, the lack of diversity in the show. Lots and lots of white people. We did not see much of anything else. There was Amber, but she was a stereotypical angry black woman. Roxy, stereotypical black woman, overprotective, aggressive, you know. They had Ashley for an Asian, but she was like dumb and mean. I don't know if that's a stereotype. Is it? It could be. It could be. Um, I mean, I can't name any other people of color from this show, characters. I think that's it. That's in that aspect, it is a show of its time for that, because there's like no diversity in that show, but I still think it's a very good show. I think it's still worth watching as an adult. I think it's still good. After all this time, I really just think it's still good. It's still iconic to me. I remember, well, when I look back through my tweets, I saw this, but then I also remember watching a video. If That's So Raven never happened, Hannah Montana would have never happened. So let's thank Raven-Symoné for Hannah Montana. Again, carrying Disney without us even knowing it. She's such a queen. Such an icon. I'm rewatching That's So Raven, by the way, so one of these days, not soon though, I'm only on season 2, we will get a That's So Raven commentary. Is it still worth watching? So that's kind of all I had for today. I'm so sorry if my audio was bad. I wanted to get a mic, like I wanted to buy myself a mic for this, and I'd never bought it. And I know my audio was really wonky in the last video, the last time I uploaded. So I'm so sorry about that, especially now that I have this like fan going on in the background. I'm gonna have the music in the background. Kind of talk a little low. I'm so sorry if you can't hear me. I literally, when I edit, I turn myself all the way up to 400%. So I mean, if you still can't hear me, I'm working on it to get a mic so you can hear me better. I'm so sorry about the audio. I'm gonna fix that by the time we get to another video, hopefully. And I filmed in the daytime when it's still daytime. I didn't film at night. Oh my god, when it was dark, so I could have all types of lights on in here yet. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your opinions about it. Do you think Hannah Montana is still worth watching today? Do you still like Hannah Montana? Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite season, if you have one? You can leave it in the comment section below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They'll be in the description box down below. And hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I would say the notification bell, but I don't even upload that consistently for people to want to be notified when I'm upload. You can hit the notification. Can I talk? You can hit the notification bell if you want to, just in case I'm consistent. Or if you're like, I don't care if you're inconsistent, I just want to know when you upload. You can do that if you want to, but hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and the like button if you like the video, and leave a comment, a nice one. I haven't really received bad comments, but like I have a feeling one of these days is coming, and I won't know how I'm gonna react to that, because thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.